Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 2, Class X7D, will presentation about fiction. And I will introduce myself. My name is Didis mustikasari and my friend is Lidia. The first material will be read by Lidia.
What is fiction? The definition of fiction is narrative process that is imaginative but usually makes sense and contains truth that dramatize relationship between humans and present the problem of humans and humanity of life and life. Fiction can be present in various formats ranging for writing, live, show, film, TV, show animation, and video games. Types of fiction. 1. Novel. Novel is a fiction essay that tells about a main character with pros and cons in the story from the beginning to the end of the story. 2. Roman. Roman is a work of fiction that tells about several characters in the storyline. This work contains a lot of wisdom that tends to lead to classic story. 3. Short story. Short story is a fiction whose story is much less the romance, especially novel. But short stories have their own charm because they are the initial learning for writers in making their readers. Fiction character. Fiction is fiction or just the imagination of the author or reader. In a fiction there is a relative truth or not absolute. Fiction uses connotative language or is not real. Fiction does not have a standard systematic. Fiction is more towards the emotion or feeling of the reader, not logic. There is central moral message or mandate. Fiction function. 1. To develop and multiply practical, normative, and aesthetic values. 2. As the medium to transmit the author creative tone and polish to the reader. 3. Fiction basically stimulates the reader to recognize, appraise, analyze, and formula human values. Example of fiction. Example of romance fiction. There are many types of romance. Literature such as fashion romance, psychological romance, and other. The following is an example of literary work in the form of romance. Sidul, Son of Jakarta, work hell for a guest girl. Example of short story fiction. We often accord short story in Indonesia print media such as newspaper image. The following is example short story title Love Never Erased of Monk of Jakdu. Example of visual novel. Literally works in the form of novel are very easy to find in bookstore. Here are example of novel. Dylan, What's with Love, Vanderwyk Sinking, When Love Glory God.
Fiction elements. There are intrinsic elements. Number 1. Theme is the main idea of the problem that animates the whole fiction story. Often the theme is taken from the conflict of life. Number 2. The plot is the basic of the story or the development of fiction. Number 3. The plot is a series of fictional stories. The plot consists of a forward plot, backward plot, or back and forth plot. The completion of the plot can be in the form of a climax plot and unclimax plot. Number 4. The setting is the place where the story takes place. It is distinguished into the geographical setting of the scene and the anthropological setting of the situation of the community, psychological custom and customs. Next, the character is the actor who brings the fiction story to life. The character consists of the main character, the protagonist, the antagonist, and the intermediate protagonist. Number 6. Point of view is what underlies the themes and purpose of writing. The point of view can be in the first person style of the main character or the third person omniscient style. Number 7. The atmosphere is a fictional element that underlines the atmosphere of the characterization. Story that cause conflict. The atmosphere can be sad, touching, fun, and challenging. There are extrinsic elements. Number 1. The state of individual subjectivity of the author who has an attitude. Number 2. Confidence. Number 3. The overall view of life will affect the work he writes. Number 4. Psychology in the form of outer psychology such as economic, political, and social. Next, a nation view of life. And 6. Various other work of art and so on. Examples of fiction. Number 1. Reversal of the novel by Pramodia Ananta Poet. Number 2. Book of nonsense novel by Seno Gumira Ajidharma. Number 3. About You novel by Terelie. Number 4. Manjali and Cakrabi Rawa novel by Ayu Utami. Number 5. Supernova novel by Dewi D. Lestari. Next, Beauty is a novel won by Eka Kurniawan. Number 7. When Love Glorious novel by Habibur Rahman El Sizrazi. And next, Fireflies in Beer short story by Jenar Maisayu. And Mysterious Shooter short story by Seno Gumira Ajidharma. And number 10, A Real Man short story by Putu Jaya. And A Happy Dog Who Died by Suicide short story by Agus Nur. Short storytelling. The End, the Grasshopper. In a field, one summer's day, a grasshopper was hopping about, chirping and singing to its heart's content. An ant passed by, bearing along with great effort an ear of corn he was taking to the nest. "Why not come and chat with me?" said the grasshopper. Instead of toiling and moiling away, "I am helping to lay up food for the winter," said the ant, and recommended you to do the same. "Why bother about winter?" said the grasshopper. "We have got plenty of food at present." But the ant went to its way and continued its toil. When the winter came, the grasshopper found itself dying of hunger while it saw the ants distributing every day corn and grain from the stories they had collected in the summer. Then the grasshopper knew. Moral? Work today and you can reap the benefits tomorrow. The conclusion. The term fiction in this sense means a fictional story or imaginary story. The characters, event, and place mentioned in fiction are imaginative character, event, and place, while in non-fiction works they are factual. The truth in the world of fiction is the truth that is in accordance with the author beliefs. The truth that is believed to be legitimate according to his views on the problems of life and life. For example, the truth in the term of law, morals, religion, and sometimes even. Okay, thank you for your attention. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.